just back again with another fun-filled video. And today, I kind of wanted to showcase a South African knife maker who's kind of considered somewhat a maverick in the world of custom knives, in a sense that this guy, we love his knives, right? But he's one of the few knife makers that makes knives in South Africa that does not custom make knives specifically for you. I don't really know why he used to do it, and then all of a sudden he stopped doing it. Who knows why? But it could be maybe he had a pain in the ass customer that he didn't want to deal with anymore, and it kind of affected his way of selling knives. Who knows? Um, Trevor Berger just is one of those knife makers. Again, he won't specifically make a knife for you. What he does is he'll be in the mood maybe to make a model knife, and he'll put out like maybe 8 or 9 of them. And those 8 or 9 are actually all one of a kind. So basically, you would just go on his website and pick the one that you like and then order it, and that's it. And then you won't ever see that knife ever again made in that way ever again. In other words, he's building custom knives specifically for someone to choose and order. They're still one of a kind, so just not made for you. He's making them in advance and then putting them on his website, and then you can go and choose the one that you like, maybe out of the 8 or out of the 12 or whatever the deal might be. He also puts out knives in batches. Maybe he'll put 10 that are exactly the same. But in any case, the knife I'm talking about that made him is the Lexk. And I've got 2 of these to show you. This one is carbon fiber with a blue titanium pivot ring and it's got a whole slab of carbon fiber on it. This is pretty basic. It's all titanium. This thing is solid as a rock. We've got a nice blue titanium pocket clip. The knife runs on ceramic bearings. And this is the model knife, because Trevor Berger makes a ton of models. There's a newer one out now called the Urban Trapper. There's just a bunch of these that he's made, a bunch of models that he's made. This is his most popular model, the Lexk. He's also got a smaller version of this that was building up momentum as well, called the EXK. Built exactly the same knife, same way, same look, but pretty much scaled down in comparison. But this is the one that is Trevor Berger's market, is the Lexk. This is the knife that made him. Like I said, he doesn't, and people keep asking him to come back and build me something, and he won't do it. He just won't. He would much rather just build knives on his own time, one of a kinds, and then you can just choose which one you want. This is the most beautiful knife that he actually makes. The thing is solid as a rock. He makes it in 2 versions, and I'm going to show you the other one. This is the frame lock version of the Lexk. And let me pull out the second one, because that one's a lot more elaborate and more, because this one, I don't know if this one is a one of a kind or not. I think it is, but I don't know. I'll have to check my records. I picked this one up at the Blade Gallery. It might be a one of a kind, but I don't know. And actually his way of making the Lexk, he doesn't do like full-on slabs on one side anymore. Now he just does the bolster part of the knife, maybe with a pivot ring, but I haven't seen him put like the slab of carbon fiber out again, so I'm assuming it's like a one of a kind. So the second one is definitely a one of a kind and much more elaborately made. I just want to bring that one out. And here it is. So it's the same knife, no longer a frame lock. Now this one is a liner lock version. It's a lot more prettier, a lot more elaborate. We've got Damascus bolster and black marble carbon fiber. with a Damascus pocket clip, and of course, because it's a liner lock, the marble carbon fiber and the Damascus is on both sides of the knife. Unlike the frame lock version, where you only get some eye candy only on the one side of the knife. But you know, even if you want to be more realistic, there's still some fun stuff on the other side. You still have the pivot ring on both sides and the pocket clip, so that kind of makes up for it. It also has a titanium blue back spacer that's just only quarter section of the knife versus the one that I just brought out, the other Lexk that I brought out, which is definitely a one of a kind, one that you'll never see again. The backspacer's Damascus, and it's all the way up to the front of the knife. So, and that's the kind of construction I like, where it's completely closed all the way. Or maybe they'll just have like one standoff. And you've got a beautiful Damascus pocket clip. And of course, the Damascus bolster is really just mind-blowingly beautiful, like a knife right out of the 1960s or something. You know, that Damascus color with the purple and the blue. It's just really nice. Really, really pretty. We've got an M390 blade, hand-rubbed. On the other knife, it's a stone-washed piece, a stone-washed blade. And we also have a different blade shape. This blade shape here is a modified Warncliffe style, where it's got a teensy bit of a belly there, you can see, for, I guess you could barely use it for drawing cuts. Probably not, but I mean, you know, it does have a teensy bit of a belly there. But yeah, beautiful stonewash blade. So it's a much more rustic looking knife versus the one of a kind handmade liner lock version. This one has a spear point blade. Really nice. It has more of a belly on it, so this one's more used for drawing cuts than the other knife that I brought out. It's just a spectacular knife overall. Yeah, I just think Trevor Berger does really great work. And the only downside is you have to kind of accept the way that he makes knives, whereas his other contemporaries, J.D. Van Deventer and Willem Steenkamp, they'll make something for you if you ask them. But Trevor Berger doesn't do that anymore, and it's kind of a shame because, you know, his popularity has only grown since then because of this model knife. And that's another thing too, is that most South African knife makers will continue to keep making a new model until they find a hit record, kind of like a rock star trying to write a hit song. South African knife makers do the same thing. They keep building new models until they find one that's going to be the crux of their careers as knife makers, and will always make them money and consistently. And for Trevor Berger, it's the Lexk. Do they get bored making the same model? That I don't know, but keep in mind they are using different materials. You can always chalk it up to, well, if I make something for someone, you know, I'll discover a new material that I never worked with before, and I'll have more fun creating the masterpiece, or creating the knife, and I'll enjoy it even more. I'm trying to put this. Nope, probably can't. Nope, I can't. I need to like rest my hand, and it's just not working. Yeah, I'm kind of hurting my hand here holding the camera. Let's put it on my car. How about that? That might work. Yeah, so yeah, the Lexk is definitely a model that everyone has kind of been after with Trevor Berger. You know what I really hope, though, is I hope he'll make a larger model of the Lexk, like an extra Lexk or something, because this is the The blade or the knife on this one is medium size. It's 3.1. I would love to see this in like a 3.5 version. But he's got many models that are large. You know, he's got the Dakar flipper that he makes every once in a while. I believe the new Urban Trapper piece is a new knife that he makes. That's like 3.7, I think, in scale. But because of the size of the knife, this becomes very, very popular. Most people like to have medium size knives, and that's what this piece here is. It pretty much defines his career as a knife maker, and I think that's kind of great. That's great for him. He's, like I said, he's a maverick. He's one of those guys that will build knives the way he wants to make them in his own time. And because we love his work so much, we just let him go ahead and do it. We're not going to complain. I mean, because he's eventually going to put out a one of a kind that one of us is going to enjoy and one of us is going to want to buy. So either way, everybody wins, and we get to have the knife artist continue making great knives. And if we have the money to indulge, we'll buy one of his pieces, and that's how the hobby comes about. You're going to want to keep supporting the knife makers that constantly put out great work like this. And believe me, once you get a hold of Trevor Berger's knives, you will not be disappointed at all. He builds solid as a rock knives that never ever let you down. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful knife. One thing that you won't see too often, or you have to dig and hunt on Trevor Berger's knives, and I forgot to mention this, he's one of these knife makers that builds knives as if though he's buying the knife. Most people don't want to have the knife maker's name on the knife. They want to have like a clean look, and Trevor Berger understands that. So what does the guy do? He puts his initials somewhere on the knife where you have to find it. That makes it kind of fun when you own one of his knives. And on this piece, you can't see, but his initials are there. You want to know where it is? It is on the inside of the knife. Do you guys see that? Oh, let me just put it this way. Can you see TBC? I don't know if you can see it. It's not too sunny today, but there it is, screaming at you. TBC, Trevor Berger Custom, on the inside of the Damascus backspacer, which I think is kind of cool. So he'll either like really discreetly put his initials on the knife somewhere where you have to dig it out, or he'll put it in. Sometimes he blends it in with the artwork. I've seen him actually put TBC like right on the Damascus, hidden in the dark part of the knife. So you have to look for it, and people look for it. They go, man, where's his signature, man? I want people to know that this is a Trevor Berger custom. So he'll put it like maybe on the Damascus part, the dark part. He'll engrave it in there. You can barely see it, or on the frame lock version of the knife, like I have here. It's on here. I can't remember where he put it on this, but it is on here. Is it in the inside? I can't remember where it is. Now I forgot where it's at. Hang on, I gotta look for it. I can't even see it. I know it's on here. I saw it once. It might be on the inside. I don't remember where. Yeah, I'm guessing it's on the inside of the frame lock. I can't. You don't see it anywhere. Is it like on the pivot ring? I don't know. It could be someplace, but it's there. Regardless, his initials are on there somewhere. You have to kind of try and find it. And that's part of the fun part also. You get the knife and you kind of wonder where's his initials going to be. I hope I'm still sitting here trying to find it. It's going to have to be someplace. TBC. No, I can't see it. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, like I said, he'll hide his initials somewhere in there so you can find it. And it just makes it much more fun if you're like a knife collector and you want to, you know, show people you got like a Trevor Burger custom. Keep in mind this world of custom knife making, whether it's, whether you collect Russian knives or whether you collect, South African knives, Japanese knives, or maybe your collection is eclectic like Epic Snuggle Bunny. You know, it's all part, you have to kind of grow into this hobby because the concept of spending as much money as we do on these knives might be a little bit ridiculous. But, it's a sort of a special fun secret that we all kind of just keep to ourselves, and then we go through our work day, and in our heads we're thinking, but you guys have no idea what kind of cool thing I got in my pocket. It kind of brings you back to your childhood, you know what I mean, like when you were a kid, you had like a dozen things in your pocket. You wanted to show the little action figure that you got in your pocket, the GI Joe with the Kung Fu grip. If some of you guys remember that, I mean, it's the same thing now. Only now we're adults. We get rid of all the other crap in our pockets, and we're left with these really cool knives. But yet we still can't help it. And I just found where his initials are. There you go. There's a cool way to close out the video. So there you see it, TBC, right on the inside of the frame lock. Glad I found that so you guys can see. And on this one, yeah, man, all of a sudden I can't get it to stand up. I'll do it this way. Yeah, on this one, it's like on the inside. There you go, TBC. So yeah, it makes it much more fun when you can find where he put his signature on the knife. So these are two perfect examples of Trevor Burger Lexks. I think I just looked and remembered back. This one is not a one of a kind. I think he made maybe 50 of these. This one is a one of a kind. That's the only one ever. You won't ever see another one like it ever again. But yeah, if you're looking to get your first custom, Trevor Burger is a perfect place to start. The only thing you're missing out of the experience when you're buying a Trevor Burger knife is that you don't really get to ask him to make you something specific. It's just not going to happen anymore. One day I'd love to talk to Trevor and find out the story as far as why he doesn't do that anymore. But I think it's much more cost effective and more cost efficient for him to make knives the way he wants to make them. He'll still put out one of a kinds. You will just have to choose maybe one of the 12 out of the batch that are all one of a kinds that you like. But never ever question a knife maker's loyalty. When they say a knife is one of a kind, a knife is one of a kind. Yeah, and this one is absolutely beautiful. I picked this one up from my friend James Moore. You can check him out on Instagram at President Merkin Muffley. I hope he's feeling well today, because unfortunately he got COVID, and so he's not feeling so well. So hopefully he'll be better. I really hope he gets better. So this is Omar. You're a Knife of the Party guy, just kind of highlighting Trevor Burger's work and his eccentricity, which turns out to be a plus for him and a plus for us who want to see his work more. Yeah, just absolutely spectacular. The marble carbon fiber is just stunning on this one. And this knife you'd actually kind of like wear with a suit. That's how fancy this one is. Versus this, versus the non kind, which is the frame lock. I mean, this, you wear these with jeans. Not a one of a kind, but still an awesome, awesome piece. Much more rustic. The stonewash blade just looks fantastic. Yeah, I love that modified Warncliffe style blade. It's all part of the art of knife making, what kind of blade you're going to put on it, what kind of aesthetics are going to be on it. And with this, The gray and the blue just work real well. I forgot to mention both knives run on ceramic ball bearings, so it's really nice, smooth action. Just really solid overall. Anyway, I just wanted to highlight Trevor Berger and his work. Before I close out, let me go back to my car and lay both knives out so you guys can get a good look at them one more time before I close out the video. And what's good about Trevor Berger is that it's not like you cannot contact him. He is around on Instagram. You can talk with him. I have spoken with him. You can chat with him. He may not build you a one-of-a-kind custom specifically, but he will tell you that he's got several knives coming up. Check back with me in a couple of weeks, and I'll show you what I have, and then you may even be able to purchase it right there and then, or he'll let you know when he's going to be displaying the knives for sale, and then you can go and fight for it. And as inconvenient as it is, when you see these two beautiful pieces, you're going to, do whatever the man wants you to do to get one of his works of art. Because, he's one of those knife makers that have built up a reputation, and he is allowed that courtesy. Can I say that? We won't, hate him for not, I'm gonna try and get you guys to see everything. Yeah, we're not going to hate him for not making the knives the way we want him to make them. He's an artist, and he needs the leverage to work in his own time, and all knife makers need that. If you're a fan of their work and you enjoy their work and you bought 2 or 3 or 4 different knives from them, you as a knife maker have that right to make knives the way you want to make them and present them to the public the way you wish to make them. Whether it's a Blade show, or whether it's online, or whether it's on Instagram, or wherever they showcase their stuff, they have the right to make the knife the way they want to. Most knife makers will make something specifically for you. Other knife makers will not. Trevor Berger is one of them. You're simply going to have to accept that. But I guarantee this. This is one of the points I want to make on this video, is that if you buy one of his knives, you'll have no problem, with the way he deals with his business, because he puts out stellar work. So I'll give you guys a good quick look at these again, in case you're interested in buying. They're really beautiful. There's the back side of it. Yeah, with the Damascus pocket clip. Stunning in all its glory. And of course, frame lock version, same thing. Spectacular. So anyway, this is Omar, your Knife of the Party guy, highlighting today's knife maker, Trevor Berger. Consider him for your first South African custom. You won't go wrong. You can check his stuff out at the Blade Gallery. Check him out on Instagram. He's there. Actually, if you go to the Blade Gallery, there's a ton of knives on there right now that are up for sale. You go after his stuff there. He's also occasionally at SouthAfricanCustoms.com. Check him out there also. His knives like all over the place, so people eat them up. So anyway, this is Omar, your Knife of the Party guy, signing off, hoping you'll find one of these two. Well, not one of these exact two, but hopefully you'll find this model in your collection one day. I've been very happy with both of mine. I'm sure you will too. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a fantastic Sunday morning and the rest of your day.